So today I thought I'd try my hand at collage again. This will be the second time ever that I've done collage, and I thought it would be fun if I just share the tips with you as I'm learning how to do collage. And as always, my name is Tiffany Remijn. Welcome to my channel. I'll meet you down on the canvas. Actually, I'll meet you down on a magazine, and we'll cut some paper and stick it on a canvas and see where it takes us.
All right, let's get started. So tip number one, I've got a lot of little bits and bobs here all cut out already, all in the pink family. I don't know, I always need more than I think I need. So I've cut a lot. This is kind of pretty, right? Yeah, I kind of like that. Yeah, and I'm gonna flip through the magazine and see if there's any other fun stuff that I can find. Oh, look at that, a perfume bottle. Flower bomb. Oh, it's a sample thing. I'm gonna take that out. I wanna use that. And next, I like to collect eyes. Yeah, so I've got all these little trays of stuff, like similar things that I kind of put together and keep them all organized. So there's tip number two. Organize all your cuttings and clippings into little trays so that you're organized. Lately, don't ask me why, but I have a pink obsession. So now I've got all my little pink things. I'm going to, I don't know, attempt to collage them. Oh, and I wonder why if that flower bomb stuff actually smells good or not. Yeah, not so much. Yeah, I'm not going to buy any flower bomb anytime soon. But I really like the little perfume bottle, so I will use that. I will just remove all of its hardware, if that's a thing. But yeah, all this metal stuff. And I'm just going to finish cutting around a few other pink little people that I found in my magazine. And then I will begin the process and give you some more infinite wisdom that I've collected along this journey that I find myself on. But before I do, can we just talk about how annoying this is to cut all these little people out? You know, seriously, it's a lot of work doing this. I got to put my glasses on so I can get in there and see a little bit better. Yeah, sometimes I actually question what I was thinking, or maybe just I wasn't thinking. Yeah, and in case nobody ever told you, yeah, with collage, there's some assembly required. And I don't know, I kind of want to make it a little bit fun. Like I want to take this perfume bottle that I've got here, and I'm going to take the lady and I'm going to put her on top of the perfume bottle. And then I want to put a flower behind her head and then fill in all of the gaps with a bunch of other stuff so that I create this circle. So that's tip number 3. Make it fun. Keep it interesting. A little bit on the whimsy side. Okay, now instead of attaching this directly onto the canvas, I've decided to attach it to a white piece of paper first because you'll see eventually, but I want this to be a pink round thing. And I honestly couldn't figure out how to keep it round. So I drew out the round shape. I'm gluing with Mod Podge all of my pink little things onto the piece of, regular printing paper. And then I will cut it out, make my little circle, and it will add a little bit of a, texture onto my canvas because it will be slightly raised compared to everything else. But again, I don't know, Mod Podge, hodgepodge, I'm not sure. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. What I don't like about this is, and it doesn't matter what I use because I've tried this on sketch paper as well, when you attach this, because the Mod Podge or glue, whatever you would use, is like damp, the paper kind of wrinkles and kind of starts to curl. So then it kind of makes it difficult. It's actually probably easier to put it on the canvas. But in this instance, again, you'll see where I'm going eventually. This made sense in my mind. So that's, I guess, tip number 4 I think we're at. Just collage off your canvas onto a sketch pad or a piece of paper, and you can cut it out later and attach it to the real canvas. Again, if you're trying to contain something in a small area or a particular shape, this to me seemed like an easy solution. And like I said, I always look for a way to add some whimsy. So you can see I'm going to put a ring and put it over top of her eye. But you see what I mean about the paper curling? Yeah, very, very annoying. But it is what it is. All right, so here we go. This is the sketch that I've done on the canvas. And I've made a couple of pieces, as you know, off canvas that I'm eventually going to attach to her. Now, I'm not quite sure how to approach this, but we're going to give it a go and kind of see what happens. Now, I guess this would be tip number 5. Because in theory, I just kind of sketched this on here. I could erase, I could put it on with whatever medium I wanted to. In this case, I put it on with graphite pencil first, and then I colored it in with a Sharpie so I had something to kind of follow along. So again, there's tip number 5, just draw it out on the canvas. You're gonna cover it up with paper anyway. Who cares? So the first thing I did was the dress. I kind of put it on the black. You saw me do this. And now I'm gonna kind of cut it out and put it down here and see how it goes. I'm not so sure, as I've never done this before. And I kind of tried to follow the lines, and it's not exactly how I had envisioned, but hey, it is what it is. Because it's kind of fun, right? Yeah, I just add some Mod Podge. I'm just going to tear this thing up, as best I can. And there's tip number 6 I think we're on. You know what? You don't have to use scissors, just tear it. I don't know, rough kind of edges. They look kind of cool, at least I think in my mind anyway. So kind of anything goes with collage. Scissors, I don't know, knives, whatever you want to do to cut, just do it. Now, obviously, I didn't really think this through, so I'm going to find some extra black pieces and continue. This kind of pot of purse kind of makes a nice curve of her shoulder, at least the beginning of it. So I'm going to stick that down and find some other stuff and kind of finish out her dress. Thinking to yourself, Tiffany, you're coloring outside the lines, but it doesn't really matter because I'm going to take the white that I'm going to use to make like the neck and stuff. I'm going to bring that back over top of the black and kind of bring it back to kind of form the shape of the dress later on, but you'll see. And I think this chandelier kind of looking thing makes a nice earring. So I'm going to put that right here. Yeah, I'm using stuff out of Restoration Hardware catalog as well. So I'm not sure what tip that is, but, you know, don't think of just, you know, Vogue and Elle or Harper's Bazaar. You can use catalogs, anything, stuff that comes in the mail. Who cares? You're just going to make some fun pictures out of it anyway. And I think it adds a lot of interest. And here I'm going to show you just how long it takes me to lay down one piece. And this is sped up 10 times. Yeah, it's a ridiculous amount of time just to form the inside of her shoulder. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm not even going to probably put it there. I'm going to put it somewhere else because I can't figure this out to save my life. Yep, it's not even going to go there. I'm not sure what tip we're at, but you know what? Try to find pieces that have shading. Like that's a mirror actually. And you can see now I'm trying to form the outside of her neck with the shadowing of that, you know, gray kind of piece. It helps what you'd use paint for to shade and add shadows. Use the paper. Let's quickly talk about the eyes. So obviously I cut eyes out of the magazine directly and the eyebrows, but then I was kind of trying to figure out like how to make the lashes. So I used landscaping elements. I used ornamental grass and some palm trees because they kind of create that lash effect. So anything goes. There's another tip for you. Like, don't worry about it. You can cut out the actual item from the magazine that you're trying to create, like an eye or an eyebrow, or use something else and just kind of cut it to shape if it kind of gives you the feel of what you're trying to make. Kind of like I did with the earring too, right? The chandelier light fixture thing kind of made a cool looking earring, in my opinion anyway. before I started this part here, I painted the edge of the canvas in my favorite inky color, which is Oxide Black mixed with phthalo blue. And then I took the dirty paintbrush, I dipped it in the water to clean it, and then I created my famous dirty water. And now I'm just going to do a light wash over top of the dress part with the dirty water, the inky color, to kind of give it like a more cohesive look and kind of blend all the white colors into like a beautiful pale bluish, deepish, blackish, bluish color. Yeah, how's that for a description for you? Yeah, this is the best I could do. But look how much prettier that is. Like, I absolutely love the dress now. I think it just looks so much more put together. Now I'm going to make some more dirty water. I want to again make them more cohesive on the outside. So I'm going to use Vivid Intense, these two colors, Hunsa Yellow and a Vermilion Orange. And I'm going to mix it straight up with water. So I'm just going to take the water and drop a few drops of each of these in there and mix it up. And I'm just going to do a wash around the outside. Now I want to do a variation in color. So I'm going to start out with the yellow and then slowly go into the orange. At least that's the plan at this point in time. But these Vivid Intense acrylics by ColourArte are like so intense that you honestly only need a couple of drops into the water to create the most amazing, vibrant wash to go on a collage. And now I'm actually going to take a Prizm pour, do exactly the same thing. This is Miami Magenta. And I'm going to mix it with water, and then I'm going to go over the bubble that I blew out, because the white that I wanted to do that kind of created the glare around the bubble, I wanted to, again, make it a little bit more cohesive, all similar in color in case there was any variation, to make it like a nice, pretty, vibrant pink and add a little bit of bling because it is as a Prizm pour. And I realized that I liked it so much, I decided I was also going to go in with the magenta in the hair. So anywhere there was white variation in the hair with the pieces or the magazine cutouts that I used, I was going to go over and color them in the pretty magenta pink color, just to give it a little bit more of a pop. Now, as I'm adding all these washes all over the place, I'm realizing I'm not loving her white skin. So I decided to take a primary element. This is Almond Beige, mix it straight up with water, and I'm just going to add it on all the areas that are her skin tone, which is obviously her neck and her shoulders and her face, to give it a little bit more of a glimmer and obviously a bit of a skin tone-ish look, if that's a thing, but that's what I wanted to do. Now, kind of as a last minute decision, I thought, why not trace the outside of this with a titanium white marker? So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just kind of give it like a bit of a break from the surrounding collage and then really accentuate who she is in the very center. So I'm not sure yet if I'm done. We'll see. We'll take a look at this over the next couple of days and then determine that. Okay, so I decided, yeah, I wasn't done. I wanted the dress and like her to just pop a little bit more. So I'm going to use Abalone Shell here by Prizm Pour. And I'm going to cover the entire dress and we'll take it from there and see how far we go. And I'm actually going to use the Prizm Pour straight out of the bottle. And the cool thing about this is the fact that it's going to add an extra layer of security. Even though I did Mod Podge and Mod Podge over top of the whole thing, it's going to add just a little bit extra security over top of all the seams. So I don't have to worry about it curling up or doing anything crazy. And then I think around her, eventually, I'll probably just use like a matte varnish, again, to add that same level of security and protection onto the entire piece. At least that's the thought. So there's the final tip, I think, of this entire video. I have no clue what number we're at. However, you know what? Feel free to go over the top to me with like a Prizm Pour or some form of acrylic paint or glue or whatever you want, just to add that extra layer of security on the seam so that you never have to worry, you know, if you hit it or bump into it, the papers aren't going to curl up and kind of come away from the canvas. At least that's my thought. At least that's my hope. I don't know. Yeah, a lot of hope here. And can we just say that this is like my most special, proudest moment of this entire piece is I love the girl popping out of the top of the perfume bottle and then the kind of flower thing coming up behind her. I think that's like the coolest thing about this entire piece. And I think I'm done. So now let's have a look at it, the overall picture, and see what we think.